Okay, good morning. Welcome to
FunMath number 62.
FunMath number 62. Okay, today we're flipping away from our number theory book, and we're going to talk a little bit about basic geometry. So we started back with our old, awesome Art of Problem Solving pre-algebra book, which we have used so much it's now disintegrating. Poor Art of Problem Solving pre-algebra book. But it's an awesome book, and it's got a basic introduction to geometry section. So today we're going to look at a pretty neat problem. What angle do the hands of a clock make at 4 o'clock? And I mean the small angle. So when you have the minute hand pointing somewhere and the hour hand pointing somewhere, there's actually two angles. There's this angle and then there's this angle. I mean the small angle. Okay?
Yep.
All right. Great. How would you approach this problem?
Let's draw a picture of a clock.
All right. So let's draw a picture of a clock. And they don't mean a digital clock, right? They mean
This type of clock.
They mean that type of clock. Back up a little. Alright, there's a good clock. Alright.
So we need to know what this angle is.
Okay. So how are you going to figure that out?
Well, there's 12 of these little angles.
Where? I don't see 12 of them. What do you mean there's 12 of those? Tell me what you mean. Don't draw them. Tell me what you mean.
I mean, there's 12 of this on a clock. It's 12 of the distance from that.
Okay. So you mean if you divided it, if you cut the clock up into little pieces of pie, you would have 12 of these that would make the whole clock. And why is that?
Because there's 12 little spaces.
There's 12 spaces all around. Okay. Alright, so what does that mean?
Well, there's 360 degrees in a circle.
Aha!
And there's 12 of these. 360 over 12 is 30, so each of these little angles is 30.
Okay, so there's 360 degrees in a circle, that's important. 12, let's call them wedges, in a clock. Okay, there's 12 of those little wedges if you drew them all the way around. So that means each one is 30 degrees. 360 degrees over 12, which is 30 degrees. Okay, awesome.
Well, we have four wedges in from 12 to 4.
Okay.
And each of the wedges is 30. So this angle is 120 degrees.
That angle is 120 degrees. Okay. All right, very good. So, in that case, what would the angle be at 2 o'clock?
At 2 o'clock it would be 60.
Okay, what would it be at 5 o'clock?
At 5 o'clock it would be 150, because all you gotta do is add on one more 30.
Okay, now the tricky thing is at something like 7 o'clock. Now you have to just be a little careful. Am I asking for, if a problem asks that, you have to understand, are they asking for this angle? And what would that angle be?
That angle would be 210.
That would be 210. It would be 7 30-degree wedges. But they might also mean this angle here. And what would that angle be?
Well, it's 5 wedges.
It's 5 wedges. It's
So
this.
That's 150.
That's 150. So you just have to be, careful on this side of the clock to be sure you know what angle they mean. Do they mean the big angle, the 210 degree angle, or do they mean the small angle, the
Smaller angle.
which is?
It's, in our case, it was 120 degrees.
I don't know, this angle here.
Oh, that's 150.
That's 150. Okay. And how do you know how can you find out which angle they're asking for?
problem again.
Right. You got to read the problem carefully. So that's just reading comprehension, right?
Yeah.
And when we're talking about doing math contest problems, what's rule number 1?
Read the problem carefully.
Read the problem carefully, because you know why?
Because you have to get everything.
They're trying to trick you, right?
Yep.
They're trying to trick you, so you got to read the problem carefully and make sure you don't make a silly mistake. Because if you do all the math right and tell them they answer to the wrong angle, right?
Yeah.
All right, good job today. So the angle of the hands make at 4 o'clock is
120.
120 degrees. All right, good job, sweetie.